Hey everybody, it's Lee from Lee's Collection, the creator of Leanne's Rainbow and a whole heap of products for fusion body art. Today I'm going to maybe take you through swatching the tropical range and the butterfly range first in this video, and then I will do the petal palettes in a different video. So anyway, I hope you like seeing them swatched. You can buy them either in singles, in separate palettes. So there's the tropical palette, the butterfly palette, and that's the combined special edition palette, or otherwise you can buy them all as singles. So I'll get started. I use a couple of different brushes for my one strokes. If I'm doing fairly simple designs, I use a 1-inch brush, but if I want a little bit more control, I'll use a 3/4 inch flat brush. So I'll start from here and I'm just going to work my way through. So we've got Leanne's Rainbow here. So when you load, you'll see that when you wet it a little bit, it loads and pulls in the middle there. It's up to you guys. You can get a small cloth if you like and just suck that back up, which is what I do sometimes. Otherwise I just don't take the brush all the way down to that end bit so that then it doesn't muddy. So just swatch this one. So it's a nice strong rainbow. Looks really nice on little girls with dark hair. And you can use it on fast jobs because it's got that wow factor. So just going to wipe that off now. It's going to get a bit messy in my hands wiping this and coming back on, but I think it's the fastest way for me because I've actually been trying to do single videos all morning and I'm going to have an OCD heart attack because I can't get it exactly perfect, and so I'm just going to go with a one-shot video. Okay, so this is Flower Fairy, which is one of my little favorite ones for crowns. I'm going to have kids coming in soon, but there we go. Just going to load that. Right, so I'm just going to swatch Flower Fairy for you. There you go, so it's really pretty. It's very bright and it does look very pretty on flower crowns or fairy designs. Gosh, I'm trying to reuse wet wipes so that I'm not killing the environment. So that one was a bit, had a lot of paint on it from my earlier attempts. So here you go. This one is now Purple Pixie. This goes really nicely in with Neon Nirvana. Pretty much they all will go together in designs. Very similar. So I'm just there we go. This is much faster than what I've been doing all morning. We're just trying to do separate videos, but it's just nearly impossible for me because I'm very ADHD and OCD and it's not working well. So it's better if I just chat. Yay, Summer Days is one of my favorites. I love this one with daisies. Yeah, I'm just going to wet that a little bit. I love this one with daisies mostly, or if you want to do mandalas on kids' arms, I really love this one. So some of them you will load a little bit more. So Summer Days is one of those ones that I find actually does better if you take that couple of extra seconds loading it. Just re-spritz it from a distance so it's not too wet, but you can get a fair bit amount of paint on the brush there, it's going to really make it pop, because neons are a little bit translucent. And see, so you can see that that little bit of extra effort really makes a big difference. Now, probably one of the most popular in the Leanne's collection range is Neon Nirvana. It's a great one for UV events, and I use this one a lot on dragons as well, because it's got those yummy colors. And this one just glides beautifully. I'd love to do another video where I actually, sometimes I run it through a little bit of white, and white first, and then I lighten the colors, but I'll do that in a separate video probably. So just make sure again, because you've got those neons and they're a little bit translucent. There you go. Okay. Sorry, that's a bit wet. So Neon Nirvana has like a massive color punch. Beautiful. Okay, so next up is Fancy Eyes. If you're wondering what brush I'm using at the moment, I'm using a bolt brush from Just Paint. It's a really nice big 1-inch, and it fits inside the cakes really well. So the Fancy Eyes is a great teen one. They sort of, a lot of the time they're pinked out, so they don't want anything too pink. They love blues and aqua, and this is quite a strong color, and they really love this on side eye designs. You can use on princess crowns. Looks really nice on unicorns as well, actually, and you don't need to have a color change, so I just use this this 1 stroke on a total unicorn. So, and also if they're wearing denim dresses, this is really great. It's a great color. So let's go with, so you can see that's really highly pigmented. Right, so that was the tropical range that I just went through. Now I'm going to hit up the butterfly range. So all these colors will go in fairly well together. I tend to try to pick a light color and a dark color if I'm going to match them in together, or if you pick something, so if you want to pick the colors, you can see when they're all close together, nothing actually clashes with anything at all. So, you know, Neon Nirvana, pop it in with Summer Days and Purple Pixie, or you can pop these two in together with a little bit of Neon Nirvana. I tend to use this on its own, and I also tend to use Leanne's Rainbow on its own, just because they're such strong colors. Okay, so I'm just going to wash my brush off, and I'll start off with Leanne's Lollipop. So this is a nice alternative to Leanne's Rainbow, because it's not quite as strong, has a few more colors in it. So the more colors that something has in it, the more care you have to do when you're loading. So some of them are very complementary and will just go into each other, so it doesn't matter if you mesh them up a little bit, but when you're working with all of these different colors, it's really important to load straight, so because you don't want to lose that yellow in the middle there. So if you're wiggling that around, you're going to lose that yellow. It's going to all turn into green. So this is a really nice one for princess crowns as well. So like rainbow snakes and things like that. Okay, beautiful. So So I hope everybody's enjoying all of the videos that I'm loading up. There's just bits and pieces, I guess, to stop me going crazy because I need to paint as well. So this one is very pretty. It really is one of my favorite ones because I love the Fusion Neon Orange with these. I'm very much a berry tone girl, love berries and berry tones in my face painting. So just going to load that up and show you this. I actually don't even think the video is showing it as bright as what it actually is. These are really highly pigmented colors, amazing quality that Fusion use, and when I combine them I get these beautiful results that make my job and hopefully your job a lot easier, just because you don't have to do a lot of work to the face paints. Okay, so you can see that beautiful orange there goes in really well with the berry tone. I feel like I'm in a stage performance, and you know when the dancers have got to change 15 times in one show. Quick wipe off the paint, wash it off, wash your brush out. Okay, so this is Berry Butterfly. I like this one. I paint a lot of, when you asked for cheek art with butterflies, I tend to use this one a lot actually for that. It's got the purple and the yellow there, so it makes it, that yellow makes everything pop. It's very hard for me to continually just paint these little swatches because I know how to actually just play with my paints, but I need to stick with what I planned, which was swatching the paint, and so just bear with me. So now we get to Tink, which is amazing. Green is one of my favorite colors, and I pretty much add this to any crown design that I use. If you have a look, this goes in with every single cake there, so you don't really need to worry about what this is going to go with. It will go with everything. So I don't normally use it as a standalone cake. It's like one of the backbones of your kit. So your dinosaurs will be done in this, dragons, green monsters, ninja turtles, as well as all of your usual flower leaves and things like that. So did I say snakes too? Yeah, so I use Tink a lot. It's probably what I go through fastest in my kit because it's in every design. So I might normally have 2 sitting in my kit, and then as one wears down, when it's sort of, you know, worn down, there's only a bit left, then I use those other bits and pieces for my line work. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. See, it's got white on the end. Now when you're using it, you nearly want to actually, I'm going to wipe it off and I'll just show you, because I normally use this differently to the other cakes where I try to keep the colors a little bit separate, and I try to blend this one a little bit more, because I want that to just make like the prettiest grades of green. So I'm a little bit, oh gosh, sorry, excuse me, I'm a little bit rough with my a little bit rougher with Tink, so I just so just making sure that that's blended all the way through there. Just going to do some leaves on my, and then I'll just show you the other way with the outside, the green on the outside. And then I often just flick it in as well, so. Probably got a little bit too much water on that. So if you have too much water on your paint, you get used to that. After a little while, you know sort of when your paint's a little bit too wet. I have to get another wipe because that one is well done. When your paint's a little bit too wet, just either wipe it off on a towel. That's I normally have a towel sitting on my lap or next to my kit, and I just will wipe off a little bit of paint if it's looking too wet. Otherwise, if you really mess up and it's so wet that it's dripping, just wipe it off and start again. You can sort of keep, so we get to go to Leanne Sunshine. Yay. It's a really pretty one. You can do flowers in this, frangipanis, flames if you like. See how hard it is? I'd love to paint like a frangipani or a flame. I want to do all the fun stuff, but I will keep working my way through the swatches. I'm so close to finishing. Maybe I can have a little play at the end and just do a couple of little quick designs with them. If I'm going to do some fast designs, I'll probably switch over to Nat's brush, just to give me a little bit more movement. Okay, so this is Sunshine. See, I've got too much water on that. It's actually, I don't have too much water on that. My arm's still a bit damp. So I just went over that a couple of times, hoping that that water would reabsorb. Wow, I got through that. See, that was much faster than me trying to do separate videos. Got through that pretty quickly. Well, still 17 minutes, but that's because I'm chatting anyway. So now I'm just going to do Leanne's Princess. So this is probably what I use most for my princess crown designs. I actually created it for that because I wanted something that was pink and purple. But you can sort of also use this half and half, like use the top, use it with a like a 3/8 brush or a 1/4 inch, and just pick up those edge colors there. Maybe do like little frozen designs and things as well. Okay, great. So, my arm is wet, so it's going to run, so I'm just actually going to wipe it off because my skin's a little bit damp. That extra water just sucks straight up into my brush now. So you can see that would make really pretty princess crowns. Great, so that was the tropical and the butterfly range swatched. Hope that you like those. I know that I have been super happy with having the butterfly range out as well, even though it's not quite as bright as the tropical range. If I was going to buy something first, I'd buy the tropical range first, because in a palette, so if you're going to choose, if you haven't got my colors, if you're going to choose a palette, I would probably get either if you can afford it, the big one first with both of them in, because that's actually a really good deal, or otherwise get the tropical first, and when you have enough money, add in the butterfly, so that you've got a whole heap of one strokes there, and all you need is some black and white and a couple of stock colors. So what was I going to do? I was going to let myself have a little bit of a play, I guess. So I'm going to what I feel like painting with. I feel like painting with Leanne Sunshine because I love it. Might just do some little flowers on my arm, huh? That probably would make my heart happy. I can do flowers with a couple of them and show you. So I've switched over to Nat's brush now. She'll be, I got the handle dirty. We're both a bit OCD, and she'll be like, the handle's dirty. When you were using it, I'm going, yeah. She's a very neat painter, and I'm a little bit messier, so I'll just wipe that off because it will annoy her. All right, so I'm just going to, this brush gives you, so I'm putting my pinky down, and for a frangipani, you sort of want to put that white on the outside. It's actually very hard to talk and paint because you're trying to concentrate on angles and things. So you can just take the heel of your brush and fill that in. Cool, so you can see that's not a whole heap of work, but it's very effective. I might show, what kind of else? Oh, I probably would like to show this one as a flower as well. So what I'm, okay, I'll do this. I'll stick with the program. I'll do the light side to the outside. You can reverse any of these colors, so it won't matter if you put the light on the inside or on the outside. So I might just reload and I'll show you what I mean. So they will look just as good with the dark color on the outside as the inside, but normally you have a preference, so it's up to you what your personal preference is. I prefer to have the lighter on the outside, but you can certainly see that's still really, really pretty. Beautiful. So if you want to make something really pop on the job, so I can do that, just throw some glitter on, and then, where's my white? So I've been using the Fusion Pro Paraffin White for the last couple of weeks while I'm at home, because I only just got it and I wanted to have a really good play with it, and I am loving it because it's again really highly pigmented. And so it will go over my paints and stay white, and it also won't sink into my skin and dull down so much. So if you want to make something pop, if you have time, you can outline it in white. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Again, this is Nat's. I use Nat's brushes a lot because she is pretty much, I don't know, one of the most amazing painters I've ever seen with a brush. We work together a bit and it's always super intimidating, but I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot over the years from that, so I'm incredibly grateful. But her brushes are beautiful to use. So I'm just being a little bit messy here. So you can, in this one, I'm just going to change it to more like a type lily design, so just to show you, because it's not really round enough to be a frangipani. So on this one, I'm just going to I just put some white dots in there. Great. Now to really pop it, I would put Tink with those. You can leave that just like that. If I had that somewhere, I could just put like a rainbow band on the outside of that and that would be nearly finished. But I just want to show you what Tink looks like with the flowers. So I'm just going to load that up. Pop a bit more water on there. I better finish because it's getting like a really long video, and I did want to actually just make short 3 or 4 minute videos because I have a short attention span, so I like things 5 minutes and I'm out. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult to hold my attention. So I do tend to use it with the light side out, like this. So it's always hard to figure out where to put the leaves when you're doing flowers. There you go. You can see it. See, it's going really well with all of those colours. Can I maybe move my arm down? I might just put the dark on the outside of this one, just so you can see that the dark on that side will go with the dark on this side. It can sort of hold it. There you go. Cool. Well, I hope you like that, and I've had a little bit of fun, and that was much more fun than doing it by myself in short videos. So there you go. Pop some glitter on that, and I hope you're having a nice day. I will go through all of the petal palettes now and show you those, and I also have some single colors as well, so I'll go through those too. Bye.